Today we set out on a mission to find the best second-hand forgiving driver. We're going to look through lots of different price options and see exactly what driver you could be using in 2025 that covers every budget. So guys, we're here at Golf Clubs for Cash at the Warrington store. This is very quickly becoming my second home and I'm absolutely loving it. And we're going to talk today about just precisely what driver you could potentially get for, whoa, nearly got us, for sub £50, sub £150, sub £250, sub £350, and then guess how much, Bobby? Sub £500. And also we're going to look at the top end of the budget as well, because let's face it, I think here you can pretty much get most drivers you want for whatever price you want as well. So we're going to kick things off with the lower end of the budget. So when you think sub £50, what can you buy for £50 in today's day and age? If you're Bobby, not a lot, because he's got a very, very high taste.
You're goddamn right.
I actually looked at the clearance section for this, because the clearance section is something where you can get a vast array of quality for quite a low price as well, and 3 for 2 on a lot of them as well. So there are a few that I looked at, but I'm going to cut straight to the chase of, for sub £50, and a lot of this is going to be down to the specs of the driver and just what's in it. So it's a Bridgestone golf driver. Now you may not have kind of heard of these as drivers per se, but it's the J33R. It's 10.5 degrees, it's 460cc. It's seen better days, but for sub £50, I really don't think that's bad. It also features an Aldila VS Proto shaft, and as you can see, we're hitting the nail on the head, £49.99. Now the one thing I'd say about this is maybe it could do with a new grip, but again, for sub £50, I really don't think that's bad. We'll hand that to our special helper, all right? When it comes to sub £150, we don't actually have to travel that far. Remember guys, if you're not local to Warrington, there's a store in Edinburgh and you can get yourselves online. And one of the drivers I've found today, I actually found online. So we're going to order that behind the counter and get it delivered because they didn't have it in stock here. But we'll walk up here, we'll walk past the Shrixon in Cleveland, past the Wilson, PXG. We have nightclubs here as well. I don't know why I said we're going past the Wilson, because Bobby knows it's actually up here. So Wilson have had some fantastic drivers out in the past. And you might think, well, James, you're never going to get like a Wilson Dynapower driver for sub £150. No, you're not. No, really, Bobby, you're not. Not far off, 213, which I don't think is bad at all. But you can get the version before that, and it's this one. It's the D9. So that, it's in fantastic condition. As you can see, there's no movable weights on there. It doesn't really need much kind of tech in there. But again, it's got a 10 size shaft in there, and it's going to cost you $149.99. Now, this is the price bracket I think a lot of people should potentially be looking at, because I kind of settled on the Wilson because I want to feature some different brands in this video, but there's actually lots of different products you can get here for sub 150 quid, which I honestly think will rival some of the more expensive drivers when we do this head-to-head test, because that's coming as well. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if that's what you want to see. Right, £250. I had to put my hands on my knees there in case my knee went because I'm old and fat. But £250, there's lots and lots of, this is like, oh, what's that under there?
Is that the special code?
It's £440. This has nothing to do with the video, but it's got graphite design, HD6 shafting. Look at that, how cool is that? Palm Tree Crew. I really like that. It's the LS version as well. I mean, you've got to be flashy to use that, haven't you? I do have the matching t-shirt, Rob, you're right. We might just, we'll leave you there in the Saturday stand bag. But yeah, 250 quid, there's lots of different drivers you can go at. You could go really old, you could go, I can't believe I'm saying that about a TS driver, but that's the wrong head cover on there because that's the TSR driver and that's not really old. But there's lots of different clubs you can potentially come in and get. And as you can see, even with like a nice upgrade, £195, that Titleist TS3 driver, and that's been pured as well. So we'll put on screen what that means. I imagine that might have been an SGGT fitting driver, because I don't know many places that do the puring process, so that's a really interesting find. Sub £200, the shaft will be worth that going through the puring process. But we can also look at the kind of Callaway stuff, and I always think sub 250, what are you looking for? You're looking for a good shaft. I think you want a good grip on there because you don't want to really spend much more money re-gripping it, and you're looking for that ultimate forgiveness. So say if I looked at a Callaway Rogue here, and I recently did a video on one of these, saying just how good a value they really are. This is the Rogue ST Max. You can actually get one of them for £232. Now I wonder if that's better than the one I've chosen, because the one I've chosen is over there and Bobby chose it. What do you think, Bobby? Is this one better or is yours better? Is yours better? Right. Should we cut to the chase? Should we go and see exactly what it is? But you can see just how many drivers are here, and if you're in the market for not just a drive, but maybe irons, maybe hybrids, maybe fairways, there's lots of stuff that you can get. I get lost in here. I really, really enjoy it. I just look at random head covers and think, 199 for an Epic Flash Star. That was the lightweight one, wasn't it, that made it just a little bit easier to launch. What's under this head cover as well? Is that a Fox Hills head cover? Is it? I feel like it is. Epic. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. Callaway have made better drivers since then, so we'll tuck you back away and we'll go and look at the TaylorMade, because TaylorMade, oh my, was that my mum's? I feel like that might have been my mum's. Yeah. So that, for every driver hit over 300 yards, he donated $300 to breast cancer charity, Bubba Watson, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but I think, well, allegedly, there was a charity element involved. Right, and if we just move past Roy, who's working so heavily here with his new haircut. All right, Roy. We've got a driver which Rob's picked out. Was it this one, Rob? I don't think it was. 249, 242 even. Speeder shaft, so really, really good shaft. And a 10.5 stealth. So again, we're sub £250 there. We know TaylorMade have been making fantastic drivers for quite some time. I don't think that was the one because there was a different shaft in it. I feel like so yeah, someone's been and bought it already. It wasn't that one. Maybe it was that. But again, like if was it this one? That's exactly the same. 9 degree HD, 232, so £10 cheaper. We'll stick with the first. Oh, there's one in a wrapper. How much was the one in the wrapper? Because this is literally brand new, isn't it? Literally brand new. 274, we're just over it. I think, Bobby, we'll go with the first one. And we'll add a Stealth 2 to the mix. No, Stealth, not Stealth 2. Could we get a Stealth 2? Do you think we get a Stealth 2? Probably not. I'll pick one out and just see how much Stealth 2s are running at. Same shaft, speeder, 296. You're paying 40 quid more for a Stealth 2. That's actually a Stealth 2 Plus as well. So, who's buying new drivers now? You know, for the price of what you can get, that's in the wrapper and that's brand new. But we could quite easily have done this video on TaylorMade drivers on their own, to be honest, because they've made fantastic drivers that are now quite budget for quite some time. Laura, over to you. Right, next up, I have to write these down because I keep forgetting. Very unprofessional, I know. But sub 350, we're going back this way, and we're going to another driver which Bobby found actually, because we've spent quite a lot of time looking for golf clubs here and looking at different drivers and different price points. And I always think if you're a TaylorMade fan, you're always going to kind of delve towards that Stealth 2 or maybe even the M2. Like an M2 would have been a fantastic shout for a sub £150 driver. But Bobby, can you remember where? Is it a 2? Ooh, well, this has got an Oban matrix shaft in it, so I can't imagine it's this one. That is a 2. £300? £300 for that? And they sound better than the GT as well, I think, personally. White tie, look. Matrix. Not Oban, matrix. One job, Bob. 331. That's a 4. Ooh, a 4. Not forgiving. Not forgiving. Someone's bought it, haven't they? I'm sure, I mean, I don't think we're struggling for TSRs. I think there's plenty to go at. I've got a TSR2 here for 309 in a hazardous 6. That, for £309 as a forgiving driver, it's got a couple of war wounds on it, as you can see. Dave's had a go at it. Yeah, so I've had a go and Dave's had a go. But the sub 350, that's 309.99. You've even got some change to buy yourself some balls or a head cover or something like that. That is next up. So next, they didn't have the driver in stock that I wanted to do. This was going to be a sub £500 driver. And it actually became a sub £400 driver because I found it online. And as you can see here, I'm going to go for a Ping G430 10K Max. I think that's one of the best forgiving drivers that money can buy at the moment, and you can pick it up for £399.99, sub £400. But we've got a special feature where we're going to get the best forgiving driver that money can buy. which is basically the most expensive forgiving driver that's second. Look at that, QI10. You know, for like a, I mean, it's in the ladies section, which I don't really, it's got like an L shaft in it. But you know, for like a senior golfer who just wants to put the ball airborne a bit more, it's in at £405. I think that's really, really good value, that. It's got the slightly lighter blue face and stuff. But Bobby, the most expensive one we found was back at the Titleist, wasn't it? And we spent ages, actually. The drivers are that well priced here, it's kind of hard to say, oh, we're going to spend a load of money and grab whatever. So it was here, and it's a Titleist. Comes with a free one. What's that? It's a Titleist GT2. It's literally been hit. The one thing I hate about the Titleist GT products is the T marks on the face. Like, this looks almost brand new. Still got some white T marks on the face. Could quite easily be a demo. It's 10 degree. We've got a Denali shaft in there. It's £515. So guys, we're going to do a video testing all these drivers together on the golf course and for numbers to see exactly what budget maybe gives us the best value. If you've enjoyed it, smash that subscribe button below. Make sure you check out the guys at Golfers for Cash. And apart from that, we'll see you all smash.
Who's the Homer Simpson head coach?
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm leaving here with something.